Angry about the unfixed potholes in your area, hate hearing the e-tolls beep in your car? Well, then stay tuned throughout the day because eNCA's election focus is on our failing roads infrastructure. On balance, it seems we're being asked to pay more in tolls, taxes and levies for something that's working less. So we'll be crisscrossing South Africa's cities, suburbs and townships to assess the situation and ask the question of how much impact a failing road infrastructure can have at the polls. Our reporter Aviwe Mtila is in Johannesburg, where the new mayor is launching an app where you can report potholes. But is this enough? And in Durban, we have Mwanda Kezwa, who's standing by with an update on KwaZulu-Natal's roads. Let's start with Aviwe. Aviwe, we're hearing constantly about how bad the situation is in Gauteng with potholes, to the extent that residents are filling them in themselves just so that their cars don't get more damaged.
Yes, that's the deteriorating state of the infrastructure. Potholes littered everywhere around Johannesburg. Not only Johannesburg, I'm sure it's a national issue. But yeah, it's a fanfare partnership with Johannesburg Road Agency alongside Dial Direct and some other private sector companies, just to ensure that some of those potholes are plugged in. But is it really the issue, plugging in those potholes, or is it more of an electioneering? Something that I want to catch up with Minister Fikile Mbalula, the Transport Minister. Minister, thank you for joining us at eNCA, but we see the drive. You're talking about 50,000 potholes that you've recently plugged up, but a lot of people will be raising their eyebrows given that it's just days away from the election.
This project started a long time ago, as you heard, from Dial Direct, not from us as government. It's a partnership between government and the private sector. So this is a smart way of closing potholes. We're finding solutions in a smart way to resolve small things like potholes. You just, on your app, download the app and report a pothole. It will be fixed in less than 20 minutes. This is something that should be welcomed by the citizens of Johannesburg. I think it is a smart way, and that is what we're endorsing as the Department of Transport, ululating, in fact, for the city of Johannesburg and the private sector, Dial Direct and Discovery, for doing this magnificent job, finding a solution to a very, very yet big but a very simple way to resolve a problem.
Okay, but speaking to the experts, they'll tell us that roads around Gauteng are littered with potholes. In fact, it's an issue of the aging infrastructure more than the actual potholes. It needs to be renovated as a whole. Why aren't we seeing new infrastructure in place, and why the delay even in this app?
There's no delay. Road infrastructure and maintenance, we allocate money from the fiscus for the maintenance of roads. And we have been doing that job quite well. Since the central balance sheet has been affected in certain instances, particularly in the national road, that has also affected the work that we need to do in terms of road maintenance. But you will know that the national roads are in perfect condition because they are maintained all the time. And now that the city is doing this job, potholes will be something of the past. And this is magnificent, and I was talking to the mayor. This project will be rolled out and be taken up also, the city bringing a lot of resources. So we have found a solution, and if it is working, why can't you roll it out? 50,000 potholes closed within a very short space of time, and using modern technology. Let's do this. And it resolves a problem more than just lambasting and lamenting the problem. We are resolving and we're finding solutions. And that is what the experience of governance bring.
I want to talk on SANRAL's battered balance sheet and the issue around e-tolls. It seems like you're now making a U-turn saying that people must still pay those e-tolls. What's your stance in this? What's going to happen?
There's no U-turn. There's no U-turn. Can the media get information and get us right? Gauteng government have always been opposed to e-tolls. So what Mama Bulu is advocating for and calling for is not new. They don't want e-tolls. They've been opposed. They marched to national government. When I came in as the minister, that was the first thing I had to inherit from Minister Nzimande. Scrapping of e-tolls. We have taken that proposal of scrapping of e-tolls to cabinet endorsed, but we had to go to Treasury for implementation. Treasury has had some consideration that they made, and by the time the minister delivers the midterm budget, he will pronounce on the issue of e-tolls. Minister of Finance will pronounce on that. By that time, we'll have come back from cabinet and we'll have actually agreed on what needs to be done. He will speak, and then thereafter we'll explain. So there is no dilly-dallying. It's a big decision that we have to make if we had to scrap. Even scrapping e-tolls have got serious financial implications. I've never said in public that we're going to maintain e-tolls at all costs. No, I have said we are looking at scrapping of e-tolls and resolving the impasse. Majority of people don't pay e-tolls. You're telling me about e-tolls. The problem of people of Soweto is not e-tolls, it's electricity, it's the trains. That is the problem of the people of Soweto. I resolved the trains, we resolved the electricity with the mayor, which is what is attending to. The people of Soweto are happy. Me and you, we don't like e-tolls because they eat in our pocket.
Will Sanral be impacted? How will Sanral, especially with their debt, how will it be impacted?
We resolve that issue, then we will unlock the Sanral potential, including the future of how we are going to finance road construction in the country. The issue of e-tolls affects Sanral balance sheet and the going concern. So the most important thing for us is that we resolve this matter, and it's good for us, including when we go to the bond market and ask for more money and all of that. We have done a tour with Sanral and spoken to the people who are borrowing us money and all of that. They said to us, resolve e-tolls as long as you are able to settle the debt, and how you do it is not a problem. At the present moment, I am paying for e-tolls from the fiscus. Okay. Nobody is paying. I am paying the money that is destined to construct roads and fix potholes. Part of it is going to pay for the money that we owe for the e-tolls. I must get money to sustain that, because the user pay principle has fallen into tatters because you, the people, have said, no, we're not paying e-tolls.
Minister, I want to quickly catch up with the mayor if I still have time. Johannesburg Mayor MOERANE. Thank you for joining us at eNCA. You mentioned timelines quickly in terms of resolving this issue of potholes. Quickly to the people that are watching, when can this issue be resolved?
This program, and let me thank our partners, Dial Direct and Discovery Insure. We started in May this year, and to date we have fixed 50,000 potholes, including Johannesburg Road Agency. I said now we have the experience, we have the capacity. I want another 50,000 in the next 3 months, because come next financial year, I don't want potholes, because I need the money to fix potholes for something else. I need to fix electricity, I need to fix water infrastructure, I need to fix our bridges, I need to fix other things rather than putting money for potholes. So with this partnership, I'm definitely sure come the next financial year, we won't have any potholes in the city of Johannesburg.
Next financial year, no potholes, but it's not an issue of the ailing infrastructure rather than the pothole issue, because the last time this was renovated was even before democratic South Africa in terms of the infrastructure in its entirety.
Well, the problem of infrastructure, it's holistic in the city of Johannesburg. We need to invest almost between 120 and 150 billion in the next 10 years. We had a plan prior to 2016 on investing 100 billion for the next 10 years. The plan was derailed. Now we are back. We say we need to fix our infrastructure. It's not only the roads, it's everything that needs to be fixed. Water infrastructure, electricity infrastructure, our waste management infrastructure, our landfills the landfill airspace is diminishing. We need to fix a lot of things, but with partnerships, our communities, we believe that working together we can make a better Johannesburg.
Okay, thank you very much. Johannesburg Mayor, they're saying that at least 100 billion plus is needed to sort out the infrastructure woes of the city. We do understand littered with potholes, but giving up until the next financial year in terms of the city fixing the pothole issue in Johannesburg.
Aviwe, the promise of a pothole being fixed in 20 minutes, such a juicy carrot, as you say, pre-election. How on earth is this logistically going to be possible?
So those are the very questions, but they're saying that it's a partnership with Dial Direct, Discovery, as well as the Johannesburg Road Agency. And in fact, in the last 3 months, they've fixed at least 50,000 of those potholes. But the question is, why wasn't this done holistically before? Why is it now almost even deadlines, given that at the end of the next financial year, when the infrastructure of Johannesburg in its own has been ailing for decades now? So it would be interesting to see if in fact those targets will be met, and of course we'll be keeping you abreast with all those developments.
Aviwe, a quick comment from me, for which I hope you can respond. Fikile Mbalula, the Transport Minister, he seemed very frustrated at the e-tolls messaging, but his explanation to me wasn't abundantly clear. Was it clear to you?
Well, he says that this is a matter that needs to be spoken about with Cabinet. He says that the MEC, remember MEC, Transport MEC in Gauteng, Jacob Mamabolo, advocating for the scrapping of e-tolls in its entirety. But he says that that's a messaging from the Gauteng government. In fact, that's been happening. As a Minister of Transport, he did earlier on indicate that it wouldn't be a feasible thing to do, scrapping e-tolls. You'd imagine the debt that Sanral is. They need to pay off their debts, but residents of Johannesburg and surrounding areas aren't really paying those e-tolls. So the Minister, Transport Minister, is now saying that it's an issue that Treasury and Cabinet needs to look at, but the Gauteng government, provincial government, has made it quite clear that they don't want e-tolls. The timing again there is a bit suspect, given that we're heading into those local government elections once more on the 4th of November. So hearing that message reiterated, hearing the issue of potholes, those deadlines being put at the particular time that we're in here, days away from those local government elections, is quite suspect.
Thanks so much, Aviwe Mtila.